Hello and welcome to the In the Studio UK's very first podcast, hosted by myself, Chloe.
And me, Adam.
Series 1, Episode 1, very exciting. This week we decided to keep it nice and simple with the interview. We are joined by James, who makes up the third member of the In the Studio UK team, and we will be talking about why we started the account, our music likes and dislikes. We also have a number of songs from our latest playlist update that should break up us talking too much. First up, we have a song called Breaking In by Gayla Ann. Now remember, all the songs we play today are in our New Music 2021 playlist, which we will link below, as well as the artist's personal Instagrams. Now we have Mellow Keys by Tomasco Vaju, followed by Messed Up by Christian Jude.
I'm so scared of being alone, but I'm too scared of falling in love. Tried to climb the mountain top, but I'm too scared of falling off. Obstacles appear like smoke, dark although there's nothing there. The muzzle's off but I can't sing. I'm keeping myself in despair. I'm a little messed up but that's okay. I'm not the only one that feels this way. To everyone who feels like dying, crying, I love you and you're okay. Every single up and down leaves me tired, feeling lost. Between the panic and the tears, with happiness I pay my cost. The only temporary break is knowing there are more like me, who feels the universe did wrong to bring me here against my plea. I'm a little messed up, but that's okay. I'm not the only one that feels this way. To everyone who feels like dying, crying, I love you and you're okay. Push through it all. Push through it all. Just keep going, just keep going. Just keep going, just keep going. I'm a little messed up, but that's okay. I'm not the only one that feels this way. To everyone who feels like dying, crying, I love you and you're okay.
Hello everyone and welcome to In the Studio Podcast. This week I've got the magnificent Chloe Schuil-Brewer and the very good looking James W. Blake with me in the Zoom studio, if you will, for our first ever interview slash talk slash podcast slash whatever this is. How are you both doing?
Good. Getting through lockdown.
I'm doing feeling locked down. That was awful. Yeah, no, I'm doing excellent.
That's great. That's great. So obviously you two are the founders of In the Studio UK, the huge Instagram page which I'm sure everyone listening to has.
Of course.
Follow. So why don't we start out with how did In the Studio UK come about?
I'm probably most equipped to answer this because it's my idea. No offense.
Okay.
So basically, I make music, but what I'm good at in music is the music bit. But what I'm bad at in the music bit is promoting myself, socializing, and literally any of that bit. I'm terrible at social media and the internet. And I just thought, okay, well, I want to challenge myself to actually get good at this. And I sort of need a platform where I can potentially benefit from in the future. We don't talk about that. But yeah, so I essentially was like, okay, well, I'd like to get an audience of like-minded people together and create a platform that I would like if I wanted to promote my music. And yeah, I just sort of thought about the logistics of how that could be done. And yeah, that's kind of how we got here.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and then
a page for introverted musicians who are too shy to know how to put themselves on social media. No, that's good. That's good.
you don't have to be an introvert to be.
I mean, you have to be an introvert to be a musician. What's the point if you're not?
Not quite sure. And then, I mean, I came on board because I do media and photography, and I
was desperate.
Shush! No, I was not. And I'm slightly better at some of those social media-y areas of music, I suppose. And I mean, if I talk to anyone, and anyone ever asks about my music taste, it's the irony that I run a music account and I'm not really into music. So, I do a lot of the editing and content creation-y side, putting stuff together, messaging people. That's what I really like doing. While James has done the music side of stuff.
The introvert James is sat in his bedroom finding the newest UK artist you're actually running the page. Okay, fair enough. Don't worry, clarify that. No, that's fine. Well, I'm glad that you brought it onto music. So obviously you've had lots of features. I know the New Music Friday, big feature for the page, obviously. So I just wanted to ask both of you, who's been your favourite artist to kind of work with, would you say? I mean, we don't want to talk about 2020 for too long, obviously. Less said about that, the better. But
the less I know, the better.
Exactly. If the two of you had to choose a favourite artist who you've worked with whilst running the page, who would it be? And that could be because they've got great music, could be they've got excellent banter, they're very good looking, I don't know, whatever you want it to be.
I mean, all of the artists we work with are amazing, and it's great to work with any of them. We've only ever done 2 live streams. They didn't go necessarily brilliantly, but the first live stream we ever did was with Darren Claxton. Sorry.
Darren Claxton.
His Instagram is @DarrenClaxtonMusic, and it was just, when did we do it?
We did that ages ago.
We did it sort of end of June, and it was right as we were starting to come out of lockdown. We could see each other and do the live stream together, and it was good. It was nice to sort of have that first connection properly with an artist.
Yeah, I think that was like the first person that we actually like reached out to and like got to know decently well.
Yeah, and spoke to a lot more than we had a lot of our other artists. I also really like supporting female bands or female-led bands and female artists. our audience is only 26%. If you look at our Insta, it's 26% female, but they definitely make up a huge part of the artists we work with, and it just, yeah, they're always really nice to work with and always super excited when we message them or when we're able to work with them and add them to our playlists and stuff. That's what makes me the happiest, is we know we're doing well when, like, I'll message people saying they've been added to the playlist, and some of their responses are just so sweet, and we love it, and we love all the support.
Yeah, I think, yeah, we've definitely made like a real effort to try and get a good balance of different people. And I think especially this year that we're running more playlists this year, so hopefully, so we've been trying to get a good balance of different types of music, but also music that our audience would enjoy, and then just different people in general. Like, I'm sort of an advocate that music is for everybody, and yeah, I just want to like show that. And I think running the playlists is being really, really good for that, because it's sort of this mass outreach to people. And like, as an artist myself, there's not a lot of freely run open playlists that are actually welcoming. There's a lot of like either scams or really, really like strict stuff. So it's sort of been a nice change to just be able to listen to a bunch of music from people you've never heard ever, and then sort of actually get in touch with the person who wrote that song.
Yeah, I mean, a number of people that have submitted to our playlists are now in our personal playlists, because they are releasing genuinely good music. They just don't have, I mean, we don't necessarily have the audience, but it's a different audience than their audience. And I mean, we'll just keep growing slowly and chugging along, and hopefully reaching more and more people every day or every week or every month, however long it takes. Definitely, because I really like the idea of working with other pages like us, but every time there are pages that seem like us, they charge for entries, or they use a website which requires you to pay for a number of entries, and it's just not quite as, I don't know, personal as we're trying to make us, I suppose. Nothing against them.
I get the sense when looking at the page that there's a real community almost you've got going. I mean, you speak about the playlist. For those listening who don't know, the playlist run by InTheStudioUK. You click on the link in our bio, you submit. Well, as James says, you get really, really big variety of playlists as well. And I guess that's nice, because as you're saying, Chloe, in comparison to some of the other pages where you have to pay for it and things like that, I feel from what I can tell at least, it's nice to have it that it's open to everyone gets to listen to, and if you get in a playlist, fantastic, you know, people are going to be listening to it.
It's similar with our features. A lot of people ask about our features, and so we do run donation-based features, which help support us, but I mean, we never post more than one of those a week. Everything else is because we like the band, because we like the artist, because we like their music, because we want to work with them, or because we want to give our audience good content. So we do performance videos, and we introduce them to not necessarily artists that we know personally, but artists that are more of a niche than perhaps mainstream music. And yeah, there's definitely a good range there.
Yeah, I think because like we've never really had a money focus in on it, because sort of, well, we're students, we've kind of got the time and resources to experiment. Well, time is time is dependent on the part of the year. But I feel like
when we started this, we definitely had the time. That was, you know, we started in late April, early May, when we were in lockdown, and our exams had been cancelled, and we didn't have anything on until September. You know, we spent the whole of the summer working on it and creating content and doing as much as we could to grow the account. And I guess like when we went to uni was when we brought Adam on board as well, which was good and has been real help. As I mean, James did nick a lot of Adam's niche band suggestions from before that, but
whilst I may have only officially come into my capacity as I don't want to say employee, I don't know,
content creator,
or call myself that. I did, James did have a habit of, from about May or June, asked me what I was listening to the point I think he said, send me a list of random bands that I'm definitely not going to hear of, that you quite like, which is great because I listen to a lot of random stuff on the internet, so I was more than happy to help out for that. But it's been good, getting involved.
I think like it. So with my content creation, it relies on being able to find new people every single week, and that's great for the first couple of weeks when you still have like a small list that's eventually dwindling, but eventually you sort of get to a point where you're like, okay, I need an efficient way of finding new people, or I need someone with a fairly different music taste, because like me and you definitely don't have the exact same music taste. You're a little heavier than I am in terms of like the rock side. I don't know if you'd agree with that or not.
No, I have got quite hairy bollocks when it comes to the type of music I'm listening to. I think we could both agree with that. I'm kidding. But I would agree with that, James. Obviously, we both listen to a lot of, I guess rock and things like that, but it does definitely vary.
Sorry to disrupt the interview here, but we have 3 more songs for you before we start rambling on about our own music tastes too much. First up is Panic Button by Rolled Up Sleeves, followed by The Light by Nicholas Barham.
Put the money in the bag, this is a damage extravaganza, 'cause we're killing for the thrill like we're gonna purge your grandma. Smash serenity, soaked in slander. It's a mantra, all activities caught on camera. I'm sure pathetic fallacies on the cards. I'm sure there'll be more dark tragedies in dark bars, but we're making everything else. Yeah, we're making everything else. Who said sophistication's it? She wants a dangerous relationship, leather jacket, bad habits, weaving in and out of traffic. Who said we're ever gonna quit? Not till we burn down every bridge. She's erratic, so dramatic. Push the button when you start to panic. I don't choke on a smoke lined iris. The fine print's blind to a plea for the hammock. Full of surprises, a heartbeat's peaked while mine still rises. I lean at the side of the ride for the violence. The sirens just ignite my excitement. She's driving, we flee high speed till all they see is horizon. I'm sure pathetic fallacies on the cards. I'm sure there'll be more dark tragedies in dark bars, but we're making everything else. Yeah, we're making everything else. Who said sophistication's it? She wants a dangerous relationship, leather jacket, bad habits, weaving in and out of traffic. Who said we're ever gonna quit? Not till we in the bag. Put the money in the bag and put your hands up. Put the money in the bag. Put the money in the bag and put your hands up. Put the money in the bag. Put the money in the bag and put your hands up. Put the money in the bag. Put the money in the bag. Put the money in the bag. This is a hold up. Put the money in the bag. Put the money in the bag and put your hands up. Put the money in the bag. Put the money in the bag. Put the money in the bag. This is a hold up.
Stop me now. You know the way you move has got me going. Oh, so farewell. Wish there was some other way. Blindfolded as I was, but I have woken up a psychoactive mess. Tell me who I am. Yeah. Will I ever see the light again? Will I ever see the light again? Hold me back. My heart is leading me back to pain. Oh, wise enough to know what isn't good for myself, but I try. Will I ever see the light again? When will I ever learn not to go and do things twice?
Last but not least, for this set of amazing songs is Up Again by Annie.
You were the last one who I thought would let me down. My world was shaking and you helped me find my ground. You face is gone, but still your memory remains. Your eyes burn hotter than the blood runs through my veins. I think of all the pretty stories that you told, and how your heat always left me in the cold. But when I'm down, it's time to come alive. And I know now that I will survive. I'm getting up again. I'm shaking off all the songs that you sang. What now, love song? No more love songs. I'm okay. I'm My air is fresh and clear. I'm rising up with the morning. What now, love song? No more love songs.
What have the two of you been listening to recently? Anything good?
Oh, geez.
Ooh.
I
I-
don't have an obsession with Dua Lipa. Okay. So two tracks. Me and my friend, we started a funky tunes playlist, and from that, there's this new band that we discovered. They were on the BBC New Year's Eve, and it's this guy called Trombone Shorty, and he's got a track called Hold Up, Wait a Minute, and yeah, it's just really good. It's just right up my alley. And then number one student radio, Caroline by Arlo Parks. That's an insane track as well.
I will say my I mean, I've just gotten up my my current go-to playlist, and it's got some random stuff in there, normally because James introduces me to them.
Yep.
Song that I really like at the moment is Pancakes for Dinner by Lizzie McCall. I can't say her name.
Lizzie McAlpine.
Yeah, that her. Like some good Caravan Palace. They're more jazzy. I don't know. And a song that I found on TikTok literally like maybe a week ago. Hear me out. Hear me out.
We're trying to run a music page here, and you're coming out with songs you found from TikTok.
No. Okay. Hear me out. This girl. Hear me out. This girl. She sung what is the chorus of this song in her car, because it was just like a little tune she made up in her head. Within a week, her and someone that she's met on TikTok have produced and recorded it and released it, and it got 1 million streams in 2 days. It's called I'm Not Pretty by Jessica, and personally, worth the listen.
Yeah,
What have you been listening to, Adam?
Yeah, what have you been listening to?
Well, to bring on what you're saying about TikTok, somebody we featured before may hopefully be working with quite soon on this podcast, Josie Proto. One of the ways that she became quite big, of course, was through writing a song, putting it on TikTok, and then within a couple of weeks she's being asked to London to record and produce it, which is just fantastic. It shows maybe not all songs on TikTok are completely crap. Yeah. So in terms of what I've been listening to, I have to say, they were so good, in fact, that I featured them a couple of weeks ago. They're called Peach Pyramid, and they're from Canada. And I don't know, they're very kind of mellow, but with some good kind of groovy tunes. It made me think, quite summery, which is a bit odd to listen to at the time in December, but it was quite nice and uplifting. So I've been listening to that. Weirdly, today I've listened to the song "Go West" by the Pet Shop Boys about 5 times. Don't know why. It's not new. It's not an underground track at all.
Okay, I might be wrong here, but Adam, you don't strike me as someone that has a playlist that they listen to, like a playlist that you go back to every day or every car journey. You feel like, I don't know, do you always listen to like a new song or different artists or different playlists?
Yeah, so
or
I understand what you mean. So obviously one of my go-tos would be any of the in this studio playlists. No, I have very
drop it as much as possible. We got this.
Yeah, I've got to drop that in. But no, you're completely right. I found it particularly over summer. I was working as a cleaner, not very glamorous, all day 9 till 5, and I had music on all the time. And like most people on Spotify, I have a big playlist which I'll often go to. But when you're listening to that 5 days a week, in a 7-8-hour shift, it gets very dead. So, as you say, I do try and mix up a bit every now and again. I love finding a new artist which I get advertised on Instagram or whatever, and just going really in on that artist. I mean, I find it really interesting to delve deep into where they're from, what they're actually talking about, where they actually have something to say along with their music. Yeah, I find it really interesting. So playlist are playlists, but I love just finding an artist and just going, okay, I'm listening to you for the next 3 days and nothing else.
Because we sort of back in college when we deep dived Declan Walsh in the Decadent West for like a solid huge band right now, but we sort of just went, okay, we're gonna mass listen to them for this week and then go to their gig, and then sort of like, have we even talked about them since then?
Yeah, I mean, I was literally getting into Declan Walsh and the Decadent West, which, as I say, they've gotten quite big since they did that tour, which we went to see them, James, as you know. But yeah, I mean, we were literally kind of looking into, Declan Walsh used to be a poet. Let's look at all his old poems. Just thinking about going like way too completely fanboying on this band we've never seen and just discovered a couple of weeks prior.
I feel like I should say that the three of us have known each other for quite a while, and we went to school together and went to college together. So when we sound like, or like they went to gigs together and stuff like that, that is why, because we've known each other for quite a while. And so that's how we dragged Adam into this, basically. I want to, with running out of time, but I sort of, less about in the studio, but more, you two both make music as well. When you're listening to a song, what draws you into a song to really like it? Because personally, I'm a lyrics person. Couldn't care less, like, obviously if it's got a good tune and got a good, that helps. But if lyrics don't get me, I'm not bothered about a song. Like, if I relate to the lyrics, then I'll like the song a lot more. Is that different, as you guys have obviously grown up playing music and stuff like that and making your own music?
So one key rule I have for myself personally, when listening to a song for the first time, and I will see, so I'll listen to the first, like, literally, as I'm going through it, first chord, second chord, I'll be like, okay, can I easily tell where you're about to go with it? As in, do I think I could have just noodled down the guitar and come up with this myself? Because if I can, it's probably not that great. What I really love is when I hear a song, and then it starts with something, and then it just goes and does something completely different to what I even thought I would ever have thought of doing with it. Just something really unique, and that varies a lot, artist to artist. But that's what I find really interesting. And it's usually the melodies, to be honest. But the lyrics are, they're nice. Don't get me wrong. I like a good lyric every now and again, as much as the next one. But yeah, like big hooks is probably big hooks that I think are really unique. Would be my thing. What about you, James?
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that. So I was doing a radio show, and we do this show called Saturday Sound Sit Down, which is essentially a 2-hour show where we just listen to new music. And we played this song, I can't remember its name and I haven't found it since, but it had this like really, really generic trap beat over the top of it. And I was just like, this sucks, I hate this. And then the drop came in and just completely blew me away. It went into like half time and then modulated time signature immediately after, and I was just like, damn, I wish I could have made that. I think just sort of like, I really like, in terms of like when I make music, I go through a ton of different stages where I'm like, I have no idea what I want to be making right now, and then I listen to something and I'm like, yeah, this could be it. And then I go away and try and put my own voice into it or something like that. And then like literally a week later, complete opposite genre.
Yeah, I mean,
so I just sort of.
So James, your music covers a lot of genres, and I mean, you jump between genres, where Adam, the bands you've been in previously have been mainly rock focused.
Yeah. So I mean, it has to be said, James is a lot braver than I am when making music in a way, because I mean, well, he does by himself to start, which is fantastic. I think any solo artist, I really can't do it, to be honest. It's
but I can't collaborate.
Well,
I can't collaborate at all.
Different skills. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. So I have mainly stuck to the same one. I mean, I've had kind of, when I first started getting into music as a child, I played the violin and I sang in choirs and things like that. So I had quite a classical kind of upbringing. And it's only kind of, I guess, in the last 4 or 5 years, I really started to get into kind of more rock music with the bands I played with and stuff. And it's good fun, yeah. I guess, talk about myself, I'd love to push through the different genres. And one of the artists we covered the other week, Baka, one of the things I found really interesting about him is that he was genreless, effectively. His music was really interesting. Go check out that post actually on our page, because he really is a fantastic artist to listen to. So I find any artist that can kind of transcend genre, it's very impressive, and it's often very, very good to listen to as well. Yeah. Okay, you two. Well, look, I'm a few Beveraginos in, and it is a Sunday night that we're recording this, so we'll quickly end it off there, I think, before I fall asleep. So a quick question for both of you, just in a few words, what are your plans for 2021 in terms of spreading UK music across the beats?
Ooh. I mean, my aim is to get this podcast up and running and get this going and try and stay sane, I suppose, and just spread good music from good people however far we can. James?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just down to sort of perfect our current content and sort of get the most high quality stuff out as humanly possible. Maybe try and go viral. That would be cool. Probably won't happen. We're not going to say that. But like, yeah, I think it would be nice to just significantly grow the account this year and just sort of keep doing the same, but mix it up and just, yeah, have a good time.
Make it better. See what people want. I would say thank you for having us on the podcast, but considering I'm about to go away and edit this podcast, I don't feel like I can say that.
Fuck you for having me on this podcast.
There you go, James. You can thank me. There you go. To round off, I guess to round off, I'll ask you two. I guess for my good self and this podcast, I could sum up what I want to do in 2021 in 4 words. The first 2 I won't say, but it ends in make money. So you get the reference, But anyway, so
brilliant.
Thank you everyone for listening, and we'll speak to you soon.
That's it for us talking now, but we hope you stick around to listen and support these amazing bands and artists. Up first is Good Holiday by Modern Lingo.
I'm dying for just a taste of that. Pull me down if you want to. I'm living for just the thrill of that. I'll pull you down if I want to. Shine light just to fit in, but she's stuck and she can't win. Our mind is all hazy. Thoughts are swimming, but she don't face me. We're all just waiting for some time alone. Stay with me, I will be this, and we all just want to get the hell out of here. Can we do the time we never won? But we all get a chance to make promises. Waiting, waiting, waiting all alone. Waiting, waiting, waiting all alone. Living life in the fast lane. Move fast, gotta make our getaway. Working jobs for the wrong way. Pay the bill, have a good holiday. I let my family sway my say. Behind the backs, I got nowhere to go. We're waiting for just a chill from that. Stay ourselves, but just for tonight. And we're all just waiting for some time alone. Wait for me, I will do this. And we all just want to get the hell out of here. Can we do the time we never won? But we all get a chance to make promises. Waiting, waiting, waiting all alone. Waiting, waiting, waiting all alone. I do again myself that it is. I let you down for the last time. I do again myself that it is. Try to count it for the last time. And we're all just waiting for some time alone. Just wait for me, I will be this. And we all just want to get the hell out of here. Can we do the time we never won? But we all get a chance to make promises. Waiting, waiting, waiting all alone. Waiting, waiting, waiting all alone.
And finally, To See You Off is two female artists that we've been following for a little while now, and we definitely think you should too. This is Just 17 by Becca, followed by Setting Sun by Juliette Louise.
I'm not a kid anymore, I'm just 17 years old. I'm getting closer to 18. I was up late last night, listening to Love in the car ride down. Getting closer to 18. I wanna be with somebody in a movie. I wanna be with somebody who gets me. But I'm just 17. And I don't wanna be 18. 18, 'cause I'm just 17. I don't wanna be 18. 18, yeah. to 18. yeah.
Thank you for listening all the way to the end. Make sure you check out the links below and let us know that you're listening. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more music and an interview with Josie Proto. See you then.